Hello and welcome to Hidden Intelligence Inside a Modern Car, a masterclass series on automotive networking, episode 4. I'm Dr. Priyalata. Imagine a modern vehicle during emergency braking. At that exact moment, wheel speed sensors transmit data, ABS ECU processes traction information, engine ECU reduces torque, stability control system intervenes, all within milliseconds. Now imagine dozens of ECUs trying to communicate simultaneously on the same network. This creates a critical engineering challenge. How does the vehicle decide which ECU gets communication priority? How does communication happens without collisions? How does the system maintain deterministic real-time behavior? The answer lies in one of the most elegant communication systems ever designed for embedded control systems. CAN. Controller Area Network. Today we will deeply analyze CAN communication architecture, frame structure, arbitration mechanism, deterministic communication, error handling concepts. This is the foundation of the modern automotive networking. CAN was developed. Before CAN, automotive ECUs used point-to-point wiring, dedicated communication paths. As ECU count increased, wiring complexity exploded, reliability decreased, weight increased, diagnostic becomes difficult. To solve this problem, Bosch developed CAN in the year 1980s. CAN was designed for real-time communication, distributed control systems and high reliability, reduced wiring complexity and fault tolerance. CAN is a message-oriented communication and not address-oriented communication. This is extremely important. Traditional computer networks like Ethernet, messages are sent to device addresses. But in CAN networks, messages are identified by content, not by node address. This architecture enables efficient broadcasting, reduced network traffic, and distributed intelligence. CAN physical layer. CAN uses CAN high, CAN U, CAN low. This is called differential signaling. Differential signaling. Automotive environments contain ignition noise, electromagnetic interference, motor switching preferences and disturbances. Differential signaling improves noise immunity, stability, signal reliability, and robustness. In dominant bit, that is logic 0, CAN high increases, CAN low decreases with a voltage difference of 2 volt. Whereas in the recessive bit, logic 1, both lines stabilize near similar voltage and hence the voltage difference is 0 volt. CAN is based on wired and logic. The principle becomes critical during arbitration. dominant bit always overrides recessive bits. The foundation of CAN arbitration. CAN is a multi-master communication. Any ECU can initiate communication when the bus is idle. Example, engine ECU, ABS ECU, transmission ECU, airbag ECU. All can transmit independently. What happens if multiple ECUs transmit simultaneously? In traditional system, collision occurs. Which leads to corrupted frames and retransmission. However, CAN gives a solution of non-destructive arbitration. Lower binary ID wins the priority. This is one of the most important concepts in automotive networking. CAN arbitration is based on message identifier priority. Lower binary value is a higher priority. Suppose ABS message ID is 001001. Infotainment message ID is 101101. The ABS message gains priority because dominant bits override recessive bits. During transmission, every ECU transmits bits, simultaneously monitors the bus. If an ECU transmits recessive but detects a dominant bit, it immediately stops transmission. This means no collision damage, no corrupted frame, no retransmission waste. This way, the critical systems automatically gain priority. Examples, ABS, airbag, stability control. Safety critical systems will automatically gain the priority. These messages always override infotainment comfort systems. Thus, functional safety is inherently supported. Let's say the CAN frame structure. The CAN frame starts with the start of frame, SOF. It indicates beginning of the transmission. Next is the identifier field. It determines the message priority, message meaning. Next is the RTR bit. It specifies data frame or remote request frame. DLC, data length code. It specifies the payload size. For classical CAN, it is 0 to 8 bytes, whereas for extended CAN FD, it is up to 64 bytes. Data field. It has the actual payload information. Example like wheel speed, temperature, torque value. Next comes the CRC field. CRC field, cyclic redundancy check. It is used for error detection. Acknowledge field, receiving nodes acknowledge successful reception. Next is the end of frame. End of frame marks the completion of the CAN frame. CAN frames are intentionally compact. Why? Because smaller frames reduce latency, faster bus access improves determinism, and real-time response becomes predictable. Next comes the CAN error detection and fault confinement. CAN is extremely reliable because it includes multiple error detection mechanisms. The different error detection methods are bit monitoring, CRC checking, frame checking, acknowledgement checking, and bit stuffing verification. CAN nodes maintain transmit error counter, receive error counter. If a node repeatedly fails, it automatically isolates itself. The different states include error active, error passive, and bus off. Why this matters? Fault isolation prevents network collapse, erroneous ECU behavior, communication instability. This is critical in autonomous systems, steer by wire or brake by wire. CAN in modern vehicles. Even with automotive Ethernet high-speed ADAS architectures, CAN remains extremely important because CAN provides reliability, determinism, simplicity, and low cost. Today we explored CAN as a message-oriented protocol, differential signaling principles, multi-master communication, non-disruptive arbitration, CAN frame architecture, deterministic real-time behavior, error handling, and fault confinement. CAN is not just a communication protocol. It is a masterclass in embedded systems engineering, distributed control systems, real-time communication, and functional safety design. Even after decades, CAN continues to power modern intelligent systems because elegant engineering solutions never becomes obsolete. Stay tuned for more masterclass series.